And welcome back to Backstage. I'm your host, Mr. Magic, alongside Mr. Matthew Johnston. Now, before we go forward and you delivering your poem, let's talk about family life. You know, I kept saying, folks, I know his parents, and I do. Actually, his mother and father are godparents to my daughter. You know, and of course, there's Elise, your sister, and your, is it your nephew? She has your nephew, right? And then of course Malachi, your brother.
My brother.
Is that the nucleus?
You forgot my younger sister. Hannah.
That's right. That's right. I did. I knew it was one more in the group.
And if you want to go further, my dad has a younger child now.
Yes. Well, this I do know. But yeah, because like I said, in growing up, you know, strict parents in regards to your upbringing, you know, and keeping you in line.
Yeah.
Would you say, sir, with the amount of knocks upside your head, you know, that it was well deserved that your parents kept you in line and you're on this path of y'all because of their teachings for you?
Yeah, I would say it was.
You better say it because they're watching. You know I'm going right here.
I would say it benefited me having someone two parents to watch over me, make sure I was on the right path, guide me towards positive things.
Because you do know I have the written permission slip to give you one if you get out of line, right? No, not abusive. No, not that type. No, it's not that type. You know, it's like stand up and pay attention. Walk right.
Okay, I can take that one.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You know, anything beyond that, police are coming. No, we don't need all that. Don't need all that. All right, so being a member of Chustick as well, and you see a lot of different people coming and going, give me your assessment of the Chustick Foundation, and what it means to Bermuda and what it means to young folks that have something, a talent, not just necessarily spoken word, but a talent, and that this can be a opportunity for them. So
Chustick was especially huge for me because as a poet, I don't really have a platform to really perform or even get my poetry out there as much as I do when I go to like a Chustick open mic or somewhere. So it's like Chustick gives the opportunity to give the voice to the voiceless in a way. I mean, the organization is not perfect, but it's definitely integral in helping to promote the arts, get people involved. Even like giving tips on how you can possibly get yourself further in your craft and stuff like that. So Chustick's very important. Like to me, it's very important within the arts.
Okay.
It's a bunch of people that wouldn't even have touched the stage if it wasn't for going to open mic and
having those opportunities to present what they know.
Yeah.
You know, so you can see this as an entity going forward that it will be beneficial for anyone coming up.
I think it will be very beneficial.
Okay, how would one become a member?
Well, Chustick is now at 81 Front Street and the headquarters, and I guess just basically go in, have talk with Gavin and Deidre. They're usually around. They'll probably give you a rundown on the whole organization.
Well, speaking of Deidre, actually, Deidre is going to be a guest on the show. I believe in 2 weeks she's going to be here, so we can talk to her as well and get that information, because that's what our conversation with her is going to be about. It's strictly going to be about Chustick and the progress that they're making. I know you've been there recently. Whatever. How's it coming along? The building and everything else.
The building's just about there. It's going to be a beautiful space, wheelchair accessible and everything.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fantastic.
It's bigger than the old space, which is good. More people can fit in.
That means more people to come see you.
It is.
That works. Why not?
Yeah. So it's going to be a nice space. I'm really excited about how it's turned out so far. So.
Yeah. Well, and I can see in you and your maturity. You know, and how you feel about your poetry, how you feel about Chustick, you know, and how you feel about yourself in general, you know, going forward. If you were to give advice to someone, and this is nothing to do with Chew Stick or anything. This is just someone that was like you initially in school, shy, you know.
Yeah.
How would you help them right now come out of that shine, out of that shell? What would you recommend they do? You know, and they're a poet, you know, because, you know, some people are closet poetry writers. You know, you heard my little spiel. You know, oh flower, how thine are thee, and thus you go in the water I see. Please be bright and yellow and gray. Yeah, whatever. That would be it. Or it's more like, get off the stage, get off the stage.
That was nice. That was cute.
So what would you say? What advice would you give someone that's that closet poet writer that, you know, that's like, you know, I don't want to really be out there. What
I'll probably just say.
Don't probably say it. Tell him. See right there. Tell him.
I would say, just keep writing, believe in yourself, and have confidence in what's really coming from your soul, your heart, and just keep going. It doesn't make sense stopping just because someone maybe put you down or anything. Like working with younger poets with the poetry program, it's always a thing of they'll be like, oh, you want us to like read these poems out loud. It's about trusting yourself, being confident in who you are, and finding yourself through the words, through the poetry.
Do you. Simple.
Pretty much.
Yeah, do you. All right. Well, Matthew, we're going to give you the floor right now, or rather the seat, you know, and we're going to be blessed with one of his original pieces. Does this have a title?
This poem's called Lessons of Manhood.
Lessons? Wow.
And it's...
Already that title just grabs you, you know, Lessons of Manhood. As
an introduction, it's sort of like, I guess it deals with, I feel like, especially in the Black community, it's a thing of hypermasculinity, where it's like, oh, you got to be a man and do this and this and this, and it sort of messes with the mental state, and which could lead to the fact why people want to possibly go out and get violent or whatever to show, yeah, I'm tough, whatever. But anyway.
See, we even get cliff notes.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I just
yeah. All right. Well, I'll give you a proper introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, here on the Backstage, I present to you with his original piece, Mr. Matthew Johnston.
The first time I saw my grandpa cry was the day that he told my grandmother goodbye and walked away from her casket. There is a bouquet of broken that comes with bearing nearly 50 years of marriage. Me, at 15 years young, held back tears like dams until that moment. Unsure if salty streams were man enough to stain my face, hesitant, since boys are taught to handcuff emotion and keep it locked behind rib cages as we brave waves of taunts like man up or be a man whenever we decide to show that we are human. I admit that sometimes I don't feel like man, don't feel brute enough to fit the broken blueprint that's been laid out for men, but my grandpa is the walking embodiment of what a man should be. With hands sandpapered with years of hard work while holding his family as tight as kite strings. He holds strength in the creases of his palms and wears a borrowed smile like it's his Sunday's best. So when I saw him, eyes glassy with tears, I froze, wondering what really makes a man. Wondering why we wear rusty shackles in a world where we were meant to dance and be free, not crammed into boxes of masculinity where learning the language of tenderness is traded for being seen as a man. But I have seen the jazz in my grandpa, seen the Charlie Parker in his eyes, the Satchmo scatting in his step, and he has shown me that real men love and care. Real men are allowed to show emotion. Real men aren't afraid to put their family on their back. We don't have the biceps to live arm wrestling with God, so don't be afraid to let go. It's okay to feel, to grow, to be a little more China shop sometimes rather than bull in your belly. Be less boy and more like my grandpa, more man than I could ever imagine being.
Very good, my brother.
Thank you.
And was this actually of your grandfather?
Yeah.
Because you do
Yeah.
know I know.
Yeah,
Your grandfather. Family.
Yeah.
That I understand. You know, and I can see that because of, again, knowing your family and,
Yeah.
and understanding exactly what you mean. So I see where it comes from. You know, everyday life,
Yeah.
everyday situations, whether it be happiness,
Every day.
sadness,
Yeah.
you know, and it was there.
Everything can be sort of drawn into something.
Yeah. And you're right about the statements that you say about how, you know, you get people saying, oh, man up, be a man, be
Yeah.
tough. You know, boys don't cry. You know, you fall down, skin your knee, oh, get up. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and, you know, but yeah, you have to let people know that you do have emotions.
Yeah.
And it's okay to
Have
to
like
let
a
them
little
out.
soft side.
Yeah. A little soft side. You
Yeah.
know, some people want to say, oh, you're getting in touch with your feminine side. No, it's not about that. It's just
being-
true emotion.
Yeah.
You know, because when you do lose someone, hey, you'll never
man.
forget. It's going to be there. Matthew, thank you very much. Truly appreciate you
you.
having here. No, you're welcome. And when can people come see you on Chew-Stick, you know?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, what, they fired you already? Let me call Gavin. You know?
I guess when the space
When it's
the space is
full-
completed,
yeah.
I'll be there probably almost every Sunday for open mic.
Okay.
I'm usually around helping out.
Right, yeah.
But maybe I'll have my own show at one point.
That is true. It's very possible.
Never
Very
know.
possible. Never know. All right. Thanks again for being here. And folks, as a reminder, again, the set designed by Exclusive Homes on Reed Street, and Mr. Stephen Ferris. Thank you very much. And Sue, with the flowers. I know you saw these flowers last week. Look how fresh they are. They are still fresh. Yeah, she'll do that for you. So join us next week. New conversation, new guest here on Backstage. You all have a blessed evening. Thanks again for watching.